What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Off the Couch Boxing. I'm your host, Reckless Rex Ruger. That's the Alexis Arguello puppet.
And I'm your other host, Frankie Hunnitz, back with another one.
Yeah, a little different look this time, but I think the fans are going to dig it. It's a happy marriage here between hip-hop and boxing. At least I think so, man. I don't know. Call me crazy, but I think the two go together like, I don't know, peanut butter and jelly. You should have an icon. There he is. What's up, man?
Peace. What's going on, man?
We are happy to have you on here, man. I'm telling you, man. I've been telling anybody that'll listen, probably ad nauseum, man, how much I love what you do, man.
Yo, salute. Appreciate that, man.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And usually people are most of the time tuning in here to expecting boxers, man. But when something hits hard, like boxers and your music, we got to have it on here, man.
That's a fact, man. Yeah, we got some left jabs and straight rights for him over here too. You know what I mean?
No doubt about it, man. No doubt about it, man. I'm telling you, man. And of course, me and Benji's here. Obviously, being the milky white guys that we are, cannot feel comfortable saying the name of these albums. So I would rather have you say the name of them.
So right now we August 1st we got Casablanca Volume 2. Book of Niggalations.
Yeah. See, we're banned from saying that word, and we would never.
I would say Book of Pauselations.
Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt.
I can't.
No doubt. It's a language, you know what I mean? So basically, that's what it is. Niggalations is a language. That's all it is.
Yeah. Now, first of all, man, huge things coming out of, man, fucking, it's been happening for the last couple of years, man, but finally, man, the 716 really in hip hop, man, on the map in a big way. Obviously, a lot of people, coming before you, people know Benny the Butcher and Conway and West Side and, the whole Griselda movement. My son, by the way, the only father-son podcast in boxing media right here.
Oh, word, that's big right there, man.
We're trying, man. But my son has been to see Benny the Butcher. He's a big fan. He's been to see him in concert before. So I know when I talked to your manager, Damon, before we did this, man. So no actual affiliation with Griselda or Black Soprano or anything at this point, right?
Nah, we a separate entity over here, man. Big ups to them boys for what they did and the sound that they created for Buffalo. But we our own energy over here. Yeah, CASABLANCA The GAWD is that.
I did hear my dad said that your manager did make mention of the fact that you were affiliated with DJ Shay, and I will say rest in peace, DJ Shay, man.
Yeah. Oh, yes. So me and Shay did some work. And like I said, me and Benny been in the studio basically at the same time, just not had the same track together or wasn't recording the same things. He was in the back room, I was in the front. The same with Rick Hyde and those guys as well. But yeah, we do things separately. We know some of the same people. Shay was a real a close brother of mine. He mentored me early in this music thing as well. I got some stuff on the back burner with him coming too. You know what I mean?
With who?
DJ Shay. Which we got some material coming with some unknown producers out of Buffalo. I'll say that. I won't make mention of anything.
That's great though, man. Keeping it local, man, and putting on local guys though, man. You know what I mean? Like we're in upstate New York too. We're down more near like the Syracuse area, man. But so we're in the 315. You're repping the 716.
Yeah. That's crazy because I'm in the 315 right now. You know what I mean? But I rep Buffalo. I'm from Buffalo. I've been in the Syracuse area now for a couple years on the low, doing some things.
Oh, okay. But so no plans to live there permanently, though. Buffalo is still home.
Buffalo is home.
Yeah. Buffalo's home. Yeah. I'm surprised you're willing to admit that, Casablanca, with as big of bums as the Buffalo Bills are, that you're willing to take credit for it. And my son is a big Buffalo Bills fan, so I'm gonna take my shot when I can get him.
It comes with the territory. May I ask who your team is?
I'm a Giants fan.
Oh man, listen. This a whole nother podcast right there. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's a rivalry, bro. I done bit people over that. You feel me? But salute to that. It is what it is. Season coming up.
Yeah.
Y'all let Saquon go. We kept fucking Daniel Jones, and you know what I mean. Y'all kept Daniel. How do you keep Daniel Jones and let 90% of your offense go?
You're preaching to the choir, Casablanca. You're preaching to the choir, man. I know. Feel my pain. Feel my pain as a fan.
Yeah, I feel you.
I don't know if it's quite as bad as going to 4 Super Bowls in a row and losing them, but
I mean, yeah. Some teams can never say they did that, and we're gonna hang our hats on the fact that we were there.
That's true. That's true. That's
an
an accomplishment. That's an accomplishment in and of itself.
Some players never make it. Some players will never see that big game. So
You're
for
right.
us to see it 4 years in a row with the same team, Jim Kelly and Thurman Thomas,
What a package! I know.
I think it was incredible. They just couldn't take it to the next level. But we, as Buffalonians and Buffalo Bills fans, to us that was our Super Bowl. You know what I mean? That was our win. You know,
I get it.
Hey, we gotta hang our hat on the fact that we should have beat the New York Giants, but Scott Wide Right Norwood.
Yeah.
What happened to that guy, man? I mean, he's got to be in the witness protection program, man, somewhere like far away from Buffalo, man.
I mean, there's a couple Super Bowls that had some suspect calls in them. And that wasn't a call. That was just a miss.
Right.
But yeah, he's got to be suicidal at some point.
Yeah. So let's chop it up, man, and go back to the beginning, man. How do you get into hip hop, man? Like, what's the first, like, was it an artist? Was it an album? Was it a song? Like, what kind of really put you on and got you on that trajectory?
So my brother, who is he listens to everything from fucking Nirvana to Kirk Franklin. Put me onto an artist called Grover Washington Jr. and he had a CD or an album called, I think it was Mr. Magic. And man, he has some incredible sounds on there. It made me want to harmonize to him. So I think music itself got me into the rap game, and big up to some of the early artists like such as Rakim and Big Daddy Kane and KRS-One. When rap was incredible.
When rap was incredible. Yeah. You're also speaking to the choir on that too, because
down to the police.
Word. When rap was incredible. When we sat, my brother put me on the music and I couldn't wait to hear it. When music came on, you couldn't wait to hear it. There was a certain energy. Even we can even say Run DMC and the fucking Beastie Boys, my guy.
Yeah.
That's when music was at its finest.
It was magical. Yeah,
definitely magical. There was a definitely different energy out there, and the artists were real. You know?
And I got that same vibe. Go ahead, Benjis.
Remember when you used to turn on MTV and just wait for your favorite music video? Right. Times have changed, man. Like,
we had the music. What was that shit? The music jukebox shit.
Yeah,
I mean, remember the video jukebox? Bro?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you're taking me back to some good times. And speaking of that point, man, I had some of the tracks on volume 1 and 2, that really stood out to me. And I will say right now that Imperial God, as soon as that comes on, that takes me back to the 90s.
Yeah. So what we try to do, that. My sound is the original sound. It's not an old sound. You feel me? Right. We capture the essence. Yeah. That's what Casablanca the GAWD is. I captured the essence. We captured the essence of where hip hop originated from, the sound, the lyrics, the cadences, and brought it to the future for the new fans that never experienced that never witnessed that. I'm showing them what real hip hop is. We showing them what Will rap is.
Yeah, cause funny. Yeah. He said, "I cross him up like Tracy McGrady. My bitch will spit in your face." That shit.
Yeah.
And now, why did Tracy McGrady get his own song? Was Tracy McGrady just a guy that fit in with the cadence of the song, or is Tracy McGrady a pivotal player in your life?
Definitely a pivotal player in my life.
That's big. That's pretty big, man. That T-Mac gets a song.
T-Mac was nice. He was one of his accolades come from me. You feel me? I'm giving him his flowers with the verses I'm giving him on there. But it's basically, Tracy McGrady was definitely influential in the game, man. He was the first 6'8", 6'7", 6'8" player who can play guard that I ever seen.
I know. Pretty incredible.
We'll never, ever forget that. What was it? 13 points in 30 seconds or whatever it was.
Incredible.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'll give you this, Casa. when I was in high school, man, I used to have the Houston Rockets T-Mac jersey, and I used to wear that motherfucker to death. And
Yeah, he was nasty.
people started calling me T-Mac in school.
Yeah, he was nasty. He was nasty. Wow.
Yeah, he was. I feel like I feel like I'm glad to hear you say giving him his flowers, because I feel like in the pantheon of great players, he doesn't get mentioned a lot.
A lot of players ain't gonna be mentioned, man. He ain't got no ring, man.
Yeah.
No, only
And
players
of
with
course,
the ring.
he was plagued by a lot of injuries too, which
His knees was shot.
shot. Yeah, yeah,
Same with Grant Hill, but that's another story.
yeah,
Casablanca Volume 2, Book of Niggalations is the story.
yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. I initially subscribed on the on your website, and I got an email of it, and I just started playing it through the email. Now I see it's available, where you can listen to it actually on the website.
Right.
Yeah.
We gave that out as an exclusive thing. Subscribe. We'll give you a copy of it.
Yeah.
It's the prequel to the album. Album gonna drop in next year, early first quarter, sometime around February, March. We giving you an early taste of what's to come.
I gotta say, man, listening to it, I was a big fan of that Nephilim song, and I know what Nephilim means and stands for, and I like the way you went with that.
Yeah, no doubt. Appreciate that, man. That's my my guy on that song, King BB. Shout out to King BB. He the only feature I got on there. You know what I'm saying? That's my dude like that. So we put him on the album. It was one of his songs that he gave to me, and I took and ran with it as far as the verse and the hook go. So yeah, that's what we do.
Now when you sit down to write, do you have a specific creative process? Meaning, do you go to a certain place to write? Do you need a certain ambiance set? Do you have a certain routine, when you're going to create?
Somewhat. As far as when you're talking about artistry and that effect, I don't think there's a certain place or a desk or a chair that gets you there. It's the thought process,
right?
That matters when we're talking about making music or writing lyrics. It's about when it hits you. You can sit down anywhere you fucking want to. Sit in Alaska at the chair with polar bears at the window, try to sit down and write. It just might not be the time you're ready to write. Writer's block.
Right.
Writer's block is a real thing.
Yeah.
I gotta say, man, when I listen to you spitting, I might not look like it based on the mayonnaise citizenism or whatever, but I've been there, not necessarily exactly where you've been at or where you going, but when you listen to a guy and he's talking and you really believe what he's saying, though, you know what I mean?
Right.
Hip hop.
Yeah, it's called visualizing the reality. That's what my rap is. It's visualizing reality. If I don't make you see it, I ain't successful in what I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
So I want the average listener, I want the listener listening to the lyrics, but actually seeing what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's the most important part. I think that's the captivating side of music, and a lot of artists forgot about that.
Now, obviously, man, like you mentioned, obviously, typically on hip hop albums, the feature is usually, an extremely big part of it. When you're getting your career started, though, and you don't have a lot of features on there, is that just because you're getting, you're hitting the ground running, and you've got to get traction before people will appear and do features?
Well, that happens as well. But we stand on our own over here. We good on our own too. You know what I'm saying? The music gonna speak for itself. It doesn't matter who on it. I can have 13 different people on it. It doesn't matter at what level they are.
Yeah.
The music trash. So we want to give quality music. The features, you better believe they knocking. Knocking.
Good. Yeah.
The more noise that's being made, the more interest that will be piqued. That goes with anything.
Yeah.
So,
that comes with, just like I said, authenticity. Like, people see through that and they see the authenticity and then they want to co-sign it. But on top of that, a lot of these dudes are just trying to make their quick money in the hip hop, in the rap game. Money.
Yeah, it takes money. I definitely we got an album that's dropping. I don't want to give out too much of that, but we got a couple features on that as well.
Okay.
Yeah, the album that's dropping, we got some features on that. A couple big features on that, I'll say.
Now, one thing that I really love, though, man, is the choice of beats, man. You know, everything is very dark and sinister, and you know, I personally am a fan of that kind of stuff. You know, how involved are you, man? And like, do you specifically sit down and like know like what you're looking for, like when it comes to choosing a beat for a certain song?
Yeah, I believe the music talk to you.
Yeah,
And I had a conversation with someone last week about that. I believe the music talks to you. I think it's the opposite way of people think about creating music. I believe the music creates the song. You understand what I'm saying? My
yeah,
thought
I do.
process is letting the music speak to me. I don't pre-write lyrics. You know what I mean? So I'm not pre-writing a lyric to go to a song. I mean, that works for some
Sure,
people.
right.
But for me, I let the beat talk to me. So when you hear it, you hear that, you hear everything that's involved in it. You hear my writing process, you hear the pain, what's going with it, you hear the beat, all that in one. So yeah, I
Yeah,
believe the beat talks to you.
Dude, I agree so deep to my core, bro. Like, I got mad like hip hop songs that I wrote. I got videos and shit out. I mean, obviously, I'm not doing what you're doing, but I've and I literally can't write a song without a beat. Like, I have to
Right,
first speak to me and tell me where I'm going.
right. You have to. It has to take you there because it has to take the fan there. If it
yeah,
doesn't take you there, it ain't taking them there.
And
yeah,
If you don't feel it in that way, they're not gonna feel it in that way. You got to
yeah,
believe in it. You want somebody else to believe in it. The work that's involved in that is simple. Let the beat talk to you. I
yeah,
don't want to give out too many gems. You're gonna have to pay for that. You know, the game could be sold, not told. But the beat should speak for you. The quality songs, they have that. When you
yeah,
hear it, those, you know, other than repetition, but you hear that certain melodic melody, it gets in your ear and it sticks in your ear. You know why? Because you hear that song when you hear the beat. You ain't even got to hear the lyrics no more. You ever
yep.
heard that kind of that song?
yeah, yeah. Now, going forward, because I mentioned earlier, you know, I alluded to the fact earlier that there is such a great scene, you know, that has been brewing for several years now out of the 716. Could their perspective, like, you know, I know you're doing your own thing, but could somewhere down the road there be any collaborations or working with the guys that are already in that Buffalo area, i.e., the Bennies and the Conways?
Oh yeah, man. I mean, I'll be open to anything as far as that go.
Okay.
But without giving away too much, there's some things in the works. I don't want to, you know, say too much. We
No,
got
and
an album that's
don't.
dropping.
Respect that. Yep.
Casablanca Volume 2, booking Niggalations. We start there, and they'll find out later.
Yeah.
I was thinking before, and I'm just saying, like, Benny got a song on the newest album, and he says, if you sound anything like BSF, sign right here.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
my
I do like
lyrics
the fact, I do like the fact you're doing your own thing though and standing on your own, man. Like as of right now, that's amazing.
Yeah. We got our own thing we're trying to create over here. We got some things in plan, man. Compass 120, man, which is the label I'm with. We got some things planned, man. Some major things, you know what I mean? So stay tuned. Stay tuned.
I mean this in the most loving way possible, bro. Like, there's not a lot of hip hop coming out of any scene that sounds the way Buffalo sounds, right?
Yeah, I agree there. Yeah.
But it's its own kind of thing right now, and I just feel like you perfectly fit the Buffalo mold that's like happening right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you heard this guy, you heard that guy, you heard the Prince, you heard the son, you heard the mob figure. Now here Casablanca the fucking God.
Yeah.
We coming with some shit here.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I love it, bro. I respect the
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah,
also hard. It's also hard for me being the 51-year-old guy because I do love hip hop so much. Obviously, there's an age difference between me and my son or whatever. But to get me excited about any new rap has really been a daunting task, man. Because I do tend to get stuck in that time warp and go lean back on the stuff that the older stuff. Because as you said earlier, it speaks to me more. You know.
Yeah. We got songs on there for you too. You feel me?
I know.
You heard the prelude, where we got the operator on the phone, you know what I mean? With the jazz beat. We got shit, man. You know, it's for everybody. This shit is going for everybody, man. You know, you just got to take a listen. So August 1st, man.
I think that made me Dogs Locked Up, that prelude.
Yeah. And I really love and I really love, I might say it wrong, man, but the one that I go back to a lot is Katal.
Oh yeah, Cueto. Yeah,
Cueto.
yeah,
I
yeah,
knew I
yeah,
was going
yeah,
to say it
Cueto.
wrong, God
Yeah,
damn it. I
yeah,
fucking knew it.
yeah, yeah,
But I'm
Cueto, man. Yeah, yeah, that shit deadly. That's
and of course and of course Lucy makes me think of a time when you could go into a store and buy 3 cigarettes for $1. That brought back good memories too.
that's a
That brought back
fact.
good memories. And
That's a
down here
fact.
in Utica, you could go to the right stores and get 3 Newport 100s, which is even better.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Longer.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we hated the Newport Short. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? We hated
Nobody
the
wants
Newport
3 of
Short.
those.
Now,
Now you're lucky to get 7 for $5.
Wow. Is that the going rate on Lucy's now, huh?
Yeah, that's the going rate. You get
motherfucker.
7 for 475. They
Gee.
killing it. These kids,
Inflation, man.
they taking their kids to school with them shits, man.
I
Out
guess
here in the
so.
street,
I
man.
guess so, man. Jesus, man. You know, when you're putting out projects like this, because you know, the music industry has changed so much. Like, you know, I remember a time when you went out, you bought a physical product, you bought a physical album, there was radio play. We talked about earlier, there were music videos or whatever. It seems like everybody now is rushing out singles. They're rushing out EPs. Everyone, you know, there's so much music to consume out there on these platforms that it feels like everybody's just putting stuff out, and you know, everybody's kind of very competitive, and you know, nobody wants to be forgotten about. They're trying to keep stuff out there and keep their name on people's minds. You know, is there a timeline that you like to get new stuff out? Do you feel that type of pressure at all, or do you just kind of let the stuff come to you as it comes?
I don't know, with the stuff that you bought in your life, the quality stuff, do you still got it?
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. I love that sentiment. I was hoping you'd say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Quality, man. Quality takes time. You know,
It does.
when you hear
Yeah.
quality music and you listen to it for a time, you can
Yeah.
still go back and listen to Creedence Clearwater. I don't know if that's what you listen to. I'm just making an example.
Yeah.
You can still go back and listen to, you know, Marvin Gaye. You can still go back and listen to,
Yeah.
you know, the Gap Band. Some of the classic musicians you can go back and listen to
Yeah.
because of it being quality music.
And timeless. Yeah. That's
Timeless.
true.
Get the pops. He pulled out Creedence Clearwater Revival.
He got me there. You speaking my language there, man. He took it back for me, man. Made an old guy feel good there for a minute, man.
Yeah. Have you ever seen the rain coming
Yeah.
down all day?
Oh
I fucks
man,
with that.
yeah.
That's
Fantastic.
another thing. See, we incorporate all that. You know what I'm saying? I will fuck your head up if we start talking about music. Believe
Yeah.
that.
I love
you know
that.
what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, this is just not rap music here, man. You know,
As soon
I
as I
make
went
rap music. I make music.
Yeah.
This is not,
As soon as I went to your website and I was reading your bio, it did my heart good to see to see you mentioning bands like Greta Van Fleet and Nirvana, you know what I mean, and that you could draw inspiration from like artists outside of the hip hop realm.
Yeah, that smell that Nirvana's first album.
Yeah.
Was very influential on music and very influential on me. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I'm not talking about the commercial hits. I'm talking about the other shits.
Yeah.
You know, the
The
Come
deeper
As
track.
You Are and,
Yeah.
and things like that. You know what I'm saying? I didn't just listen to the commercialized shit. I listened to the other shit. Pink Floyd, Off the Wall.
Yeah.
You know, albums like that. You know?
And so, do you remember who your first really big hip hop influence was? Like, was there that one artist though that you really remember? Hitting you like a thunderbolt and saying, "Wow, man, like I'm tapped in. This is my
Rakim,
guy."
I love Rakim.
Yeah.
Rakim.
Arguably the GOAT. Arguably the GOAT.
Rakim. Yeah, Rakim. Rakim was the boy. I mean, you had other people out there, but when I first heard Rakim, blew my mind.
Yeah.
Just the smoothness to his flow, man. And
Yeah.
The God.
Yeah. He really is.
double down with other guys and stuff. I was always a huge Eric Sermon guy.
Yeah.
He was nice. He was nice too.
Yeah.
But when the God came through, they ain't had nothing to say. When Rakim spit, it was quiet time. It was too much. He had too much knowledge. He didn't even cuss.
I know. And he's so great that I would urge people to go out, man. He actually wrote a book, and the audio book is great. He narrates it himself, but it's really part memoir, in part a look into his own creative process and like how he writes and creates.
Yeah, no doubt. Rakim the God.
I believe the book's called Sweat the Technique, but yeah, just an amazing, prolific guy, man. A super creative talent.
For sure.
Yeah. Now let's dig into some of the stuff where people can get to know you a little more on a a personal level. So your Mount Rushmore, 4 guys that for you, I imagine Rakim is already one of them, man. 4 guys for you that are the GOAT MCs of all time.
Rakim,
Yep.
Nas, Biggie, and Jay-Z.
Wow, he said it with conviction too.
Great New York shit. Like,
yeah, and he said it quick too, man. No hesitation, man. Yeah, as a matter of fact, when I talked to your manager, he said you guys went to check out Nas in Albany last week.
Yeah. He went. I ain't go. He went.
didn't
He
go.
went. No,
Okay.
I didn't go. He said it was a dope show too. I missed that. I seen Nas here. Nas came to the New York State Fair a couple years back.
Yep.
I caught him there.
Yeah. I mean, truly a visionary, an amazing artist.
So
Definitely.
So after you finish that, blowing down that spliff, what would be the go-to thing that you want to grub on? What you trying to eat after?
Oh shit! I got some spaghetti right now. I got some shit. I got meatballs and spaghetti, so I'm gonna smack that shit out if I get hungry. I ain't hungry right now. I'm about to, when I'm done with you guys, I got this computer right here. I'm gonna start writing some lyrics, man.
Oh, getting right into the creative process. See, so blowing one down, man, because me and Benji's have recently become somewhat weed free. We used to do every episode under the influence of weed ourselves. I got pneumonia back in May and it scared the shit out of me, man. So I started strictly with the edibles for a while, man, because I was coughing up a lot of shit, man. But purging out a lot of shit out of my lungs, man. But but while we're on the topic of that, man, do you feel like that adds to creativity? Obviously, there's always been this notion throughout the years. It's been romanticized that drugs, or substances, can certainly contribute to the creative process.
I do not think that weed helps it. I'm a lifelong weed smoker. This is going to happen. I could smoke a Dutch taking a shit. This is not, this is part of the DNA. It's part of my life. It's part of my life.
Yeah.
So with that being said, most of the time I write sober. So I don't know if
okay,
that helps or hurts you.
I mean, you ain't telling.
I would rather be clear-headed.
I had to give it up just because I got young kids and stuff. I'm trying to, do right and not have them see me doing.
Yeah. Yep.
I was back 5-pack of backwoods every day.
Yeah.
8 a day.
I can't quite hang on that level, man. Maybe back in the day, man, 25 years ago, maybe, man. But I became a little more of a lightweight as I got older, man. But I'm telling you, man, also the products, though, nowadays are much stronger than back in the day, though, too. You know what I mean? Like, I eat one of these edibles, man, and I am spun. It's crazy. I mean,
yeah. I can't smoke nothing weak. I smoke that pack.
Yeah.
I don't smoke nothing but that pack. You know what I mean? When it comes out of that, I smoke that. I keep a pack. You know what I mean?
You gotta, bro, now because a lot of shit, great pack and some bullshit.
Yeah. You definitely got to have a trusted a vendor of that as well. You can't just be smoking on everybody.
Bullshit now.
Yeah.
I got gas. Yeah, I bet you do. Feel me?
And now you're also making videos for some of these songs, and obviously we talked about MTV and their role in the music industry back in the day, man. Do you like the process? Like obviously now we're watching videos, we're watching them on smaller screens, we're watching them on our computers, we're watching them on our phones, But used to hear a lot of artists back in the day, complain that they just wanted to make their albums, they wanted to write their songs. A lot of bands, especially bands of the '90s, kind of pushed back a little bit at that part of the creative outlet. Do you like the video making process?
I do. I think it's definitely a new thing because as a kid, I had no choice but to watch it. So for me, it's a new thing. I definitely like it. I think it's more creative now because you're able to do more things with the video now. They got drones now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You get shot you never could even believe in doing. Hype Williams or not. These boys looking like young Hype Williams out here.
Yeah, you're right. Now, and I'm curious to know, and I don't want to blow up your spot here, but obviously, man, you are out there on Facebook known as this, and this is a great nod to the '80s, and I really like this, and I friend requested you. The impetus behind Huey Lewis, which I love, by the way.
You know what that is, man. No, at the time I was I had CASABLANCA The GAWD all over the place. So in order to have an artist page that works, successfully, we moved, you know, the Casablanca name to just being the artist
Yeah.
page, and I had to come up with something. So being a musician that I am, who's better than Huey Lewis and the News, man?
And you took it to the 80s too, man. You took it to a place
Yeah.
that I love. I want to go back
Yeah.
there and stay, Casa. I want to go back there and just live
Some
forever.
of the best music ever created.
Yeah, you're right about that. Yeah. And so if you don't mind here, man, I've got a couple of just comparison questions here that I want to throw out. Don't give these much thought, man. Just fire some answers back at me, okay?
Got you.
Michael Jackson or Prince?
Michael Jackson.
I already don't like the way this started, Casa, but I'm just a big Prince fan. That's all. I'm touchy about my Prince, but
More
I
talent.
respect it.
Prince had more talent, but Michael Jackson was a greater singer, so
Okay.
I took that over.
Okay.
I like that comeback answer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do like the comeback, and that's one of the best comeback answers that I've heard yet. LeBron or Jordan?
LeBron.
Thank you.
I was afraid he was going to go that way. Now I'll never hear the end of this.
Yeah, Jordan the GOAT. But if you're talking, if who would I take first? I'm taking LeBron. I ain't getting the ball with Jordan. Jordan scoring that winning point. LeBron gonna give me a chance to shoot that shit.
All right. Okay. And of course, obviously, we would be remiss being a boxing podcast if we didn't throw in a boxing one. Floyd Mayweather, Sugar Ray Leonard.
Ooh, yeah.
I didn't say I was going to make it easy, Casa.
I was a heavily fan of Sugar Ray Leonard. My dad was a Sugar Ray Leonard fan.
Yeah, me too.
I was a boxer myself.
You look like you could. Yeah, you look like you could handle yourself. I can see it in the hands.
Golden gloves, all that. But no, Floyd.
Okay, fair enough. Nas or Jay-Z?
Nas.
Okay, the better duo, and I think I know where you're going to go with this, so I'm going to take Eric B. and Rakim out because I figured you might say Rakim. The better duo, EPMD or Outkast?
EPMD.
Oh, I
wasn't in love with Outkast. Their first single was great. I mean, their first CD was great, but I can't tell you I listened to much of their music after that.
That was
Josh
great.
Allen?
I know I'm white, but that Outkast is more of that weird white boy music.
It is.
It's some spacey shit.
Yeah.
It's what they said it is. You know, Southern playalistic, Cadillac, whatever the fuck.
All right. As a Buffalo Bills fan, how about this one? Jim Kelly, Josh Allen.
The K-Gun.
You got to go with him, right? Yeah.
Josh Allen got a long road to prove that.
Yeah.
But Josh Allen still is that shit.
Yeah. All-time greatest Buffalo Bill, in your opinion?
All-time greatest?
All-time greatest Buffalo Bill. Now let's not forget that O.J. Simpson was once a Buffalo Bill. Allegedly killed his wife.
Bruce.
Oh, I like that call. Giving it to Bruce Smith. Yeah. Thank God he gave it to somebody on the defensive side of the ball. The offensive guys steal all the glory all the time.
I was a fan of Joe Cribbs too, but Bruce.
Yeah. I mean, Bruce was. I think people forget just what an animal Bruce was, man. And I did. Yeah. And I did like your comeback, man. You kind of did checkmate me with the Michael Jackson answer. I'm just a ridiculous.
You would be. I mean, I can understand anyone's argument in that aspect. Prince played about 17 different instruments. How could he not be? He was a better musician. He was a better songwriter, but he wasn't a better singer.
Yeah.
And when I'm listening to a song, I don't give a fuck how many instruments you play.
That matters.
I want to hear it. Yeah, I'm listening to the sound. It's the musician at the end of the day.
That does matter. Yeah, that does matter. So,
but the more talented was Prince, but better singer was Mike.
So I had a hard time with Volume 2, man. I was trying to write down some songs that really stood out to me in Volume 1. And then I realized when I went to Volume 2 that I was starting to write down all of them. I really like Volume 2, man. What was the progression from Volume 1 to Volume 2, man? Like, what? I mean, very similar beats, but for some reason, Volume 2, and obviously, like, you being the orchestrator of this sound can probably speak to this even better. Volume 2 hits me differently, man, but it just seems like as great as Volume 1 was, Volume 2 just seems like a huge step up.
Yeah, man, I appreciate that. Yo, it's growth, man. Comes with anything, time. When you start somewhere, you usually end up in a different place than you start. So I think now that people now, you got to understand that Volume One came out in 2020.
Right.
You know,
Right.
that's when Volume One dropped. We dropped Volume One in 2020. Some things came up when we had to do some other stuff, but we dropped that in
Yeah.
2020. You're
Right.
getting the new, you're getting the new me, and that's why Casablanca Volume Two, Book of Niggalations, is one of the best masterpieces out here. That's not a full album. That's a mixtape. That's not
Yeah.
an album. That's a
I agree.
mixtape.
I agree with the masterpiece part for sure, man. And I've been telling anybody that'll listen, man, that these are masterpieces. And as I said earlier, I don't get super excited about new, a lot of new music in general, and especially like new hip hop. I do tend to stay kind of stuck in a time warp, man. So to find a new artist, man, that I can gravitate and kind of attach myself to feels really good to me because I do genuinely, despite being in my 50s, love hip hop.
Yeah, that's a huge thing to me, man. Sounds great to me.
Yeah.
And that sounds like we're achieving what we're trying to achieve.
Yeah.
This sound is for everybody, man. If you're a fan of music, if you're a fan of that rap shit, man, we got that. If you're a fan of the essence of it, we got that. If you're a fan of the creativity of it, we got that. If you're a fan of that straight shit, we got that. If you're a fan of that hip hop shit, we got that. Casablanca Volume 2, Book of Niggalations. Go cop that.
Yeah, please do go cop that, man. Please do go cop that. And I read on your bio that at one point you were stealing your brother's rhymes. How good was your brother at writing the rhymes?
He was dope as shit.
Was he?
But nobody knew. I never heard him say him, which was crazy to me. I knew he rapped, I knew he wrote, but I never heard him saying. So I would steal his raps, take them joints to school, and recite them. That's how I knew it. That's how I knew they were dope. Because everybody
like
could
that.
be like, oh shit, yo, that's crazy. And I would
Yeah.
never tell him. Every day I'll just study his shit. Be like, okay, boom, 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 boom. Then I go back to school. I'll say that shit. They be like, yo, that shit is crazy.
Bro, it's refreshing to hear you just say that kind of shit because I know you being like I know Buffalo's a big area, but it's not that big. And
Right.
you got like when you start doing some shit creatively, like people just want to hate on you if they know you. You know what I mean?
Right,
Like
right.
salute it and just respect it. And it's like you put all this love and this passion behind it, and then for people to tell you that they don't, fuck with it or whatever, just because they hating, bro.
Right. Yeah, you're gonna have that. You I got a friend that says you'll have that. And
Yeah.
that's just what it is. With anything comes that. You know what I mean?
Now-
As a matter of fact, if you don't have that, you ain't doing something successful because
Right.
trash I wouldn't pay no attention to.
Right. Now, what is your brother's assessment currently, of the music that you're putting out now that the tables have kind of flipped and now you're writing your own rhymes, man?
That's the thing. He taught me, so now I'm teaching him.
Yeah.
A lot of the music that I make, he definitely approves of.
Yeah.
There's songs that he loves. There's songs that he doesn't love so much. But one thing I like to do is run it by him first because I trust his ear.
Yeah.
If he says he don't like it, it's probably not that good.
Yeah.
I wonder this because this is like a big thing in hip hop, and we see a lot of shit go down with this. Like when you put a product out there and you talking about, certain talk and certain things, you go and do things, and then people want to apply pressure and try to like do certain things to you. You know what I mean? Like how do you look at that? Like what do you think about that?
Well, if we talk about situations like, say, for instance, Pop Smoke,
Right.
if we're talking about things of that nature, it's, we know what the game is. Where I'm from, I know what the game is.
Right.
Therefore, I wouldn't do anything that's out of the aspect of it. I know what a wolf is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I was surrounded by him. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Hungry wolves gonna eat. You feel me?
Yep.
If you got food hanging from your neck, if you got food hanging out your pocket, if you got food in the driveway, you got food in the crib, it's a chance that somebody's gonna try and come get that shit.
There'll be some vultures. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. You gotta
Yeah.
be ready for that. You know what I mean? Over here, we don't do none of that flash and shit. It ain't about that. It's about this rap shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Now talk to me a little bit about the boxing fucking part, like a portion of your life. When did you start getting into that? Because it's interesting that you brought that up, and typically 99% of the time, we do have boxers on here. It is usually a boxing show. It's nice that we get to have hip hop artists on here. We're trying to incorporate that more because we do feel like hip hop and boxing, really are kind of married. I mean, you do see a lot of boxers come down. Obviously, that a lot of boxers enter the ring with hip hop artists. The two cultures do intersect quite a bit.
Yeah. So I grew up on the east side of Buffalo. I went to these East Utica Pal on Utica near Main Street, in between Main and Jefferson. So and I came up with some fierce boxers, some fierce trainers. Rodney Bishop, big up to Rodney Bishop, one of the greatest boxers I've ever had my eyes on. I had a chance to see him come up through the ranks. He fought as a heavyweight in Buffalo. But yeah, I came up in the Golden Gloves, man. In the PAL. 1 week to the Golden Gloves, was training without my hand wrap on.
Yo.
And I was hitting the speed bag.
Yeah.
Hitting the speed bag without my hand wrap on. I happened to be talking at the same time. I looked away. I hit the top of the panel where the bag hangs from.
Yep.
I broke this knuckle out of the Golden Gloves tournament.
Oh.
I never ended up going back after that.
Out of curiosity, what weight were you fighting at around that time, man? Like, how big were you around that time?
About 105, 110, something like that.
So you were very light then, young.
I was light. Yeah. I was fast too. You know what I'm saying? They would have cut at this gym. If you were still being allowed to come train there, you were a great boxer.
Yeah.
They would have cut you beforehand. It wasn't about money for these dudes. They had money. Money. He was drug dealers who turned boxing coaches.
Yeah. Well, the boxing business is certainly, and still to this day, it's dirty. Yeah, it's certainly got its fair share of dirt going on with promoters. Obviously, we still see a lot of very crooked scoring with the judges. We see some bad stoppages. You never really know who's in whose pocket in this game. You know what I mean? Are there boxers now currently? Do you keep up with the sport much? Are there guys that you like to watch fight now?
It's hard to say this, but man, they fucking boxing up. I mean,
I know.
You as a podcaster about boxing, they fucking it up.
You're not kidding.
Jake Paul.
I know.
It's about to be a wrap for boxing, and it's sad to say this, and I'm saying this with conviction.
Yeah.
There is about to be a wrap for boxing, for this fiasco that's going over here in the entertainment industry for boxing. Why would I fight professionally when I can go over here and make $10 million in a year and nobody don't even fucking know me?
Right. And that's something that gets brought up on our show quite a bit because we do get a lot of boxers who have grinded and been doing it since they were 6, 7 years old, and they're just dreaming of those kind of paydays in that kind of stage. And this guy just kind of steps into the sport and just kind of, all of a sudden is just
they
like.
Got Mike Tyson still fighting, bro.
I know.
The game is fucked up.
I know.
Boxing is done.
I know.
It's done. Nobody gonna want to fight there. They're gonna go fight. You know where they're gonna fight at? In Dubai.
Yeah, get that turkey a la shake money. Yeah.
That's where they're going to fight at. Real talk.
Yeah.
Real talk.
Straight up on here, bro, and I'll say it time and time again. Fuck Jake Paul.
Yeah, we hate when it comes to the sport.
So crazy. He fucking the sport up.
I mean, we do get a lot of boxers. On here, and that is a polarizing topic. So it does always come up with guys that are doing it right now. And there are guys who do say that it brings eyes to the sport, but then there are guys who are really old school throwback guys who absolutely hate it. And I tend to err more on that side.
He's fucking the sport up.
Yeah, I agree.
Nobody want to fight no more. They don't want to fight for that. Why ever train for it?
I know.
Look at Terrence Bud Crawford. He about to fight at nobody. I don't give a fuck if he's a champion.
I know.
You already know how that fight gonna go. They ain't fight nobody no more. These dudes waiting to get the money, get the belt, and retire.
Yep, I know. And it's a shame because back in the day in the golden era of boxing, a lot like the golden era of hip hop, you know what I mean? The golden era of boxing, man, the best fought the best, and there was no bullshit. There was no beefing on Twitter. Yeah. There was no talking back and forth.
And they fought often.
Yeah.
They fought often. These dudes fighting once every 3 years.
I know. Very sad. I know. Jesus Christ, he's got better views on boxing than most of the people in the fight game we have on here.
I love boxing. I'm still a boxer at heart.
I know. It's a shame because it's a sport that we're so passionate about. Obviously, man, we've done 140 some odd episodes with a lot of legends, a lot of young fighters on the come up, man. And yeah, I hate to see what's happened to it too. It's sad.
I might have to bring that shit back. We might have to incorporate that shit like West Side Gun doing with the wrestling shit.
I
Feel me?
know.
I'm gonna have to come with that boxing shit for their ass, man.
Yeah.
That's some shit.
Yeah.
Rope shit is fire. That fourth rope shit is fire.
Yeah. Big up to West Side Gun in that fourth rope. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He paying homage to something he came up in. You know what I'm saying? So
and I love that.
Man. Boxing is dying thanks to Jake Paul and him.
So when will we see now? Okay, so we got volume 1, we got volume 2, but the big reveal, the big album is expected to be when? In early 2025?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. We're gonna ride the wave. Jump on, get your surfing shit. We're gonna ride the wave.
Oh, listen, I'll be riding it every step of the way, man. I love what you're doing. We're already starting the 315 CASABLANCA God fucking fan club right now. Our chapter.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, join. CASABLANCA.com. Book of Niggalations, Volume 2. Go cop that. Strain that. Feel me?
Now what about? Now, go ahead, Benji's. What'd you say?
I said my guy got that gift for Gab.
I know. I love that. I love that. That makes for an easy podcast, though, man. We love when guys come on here. Last night we had an up-and-coming welterweight guy on here. All of a sudden we look up and we've done an hour with him. You know what I mean? Just fun, talking about food, talking about culture, talking about this, talking about that. Like we try to make them informative, but we try to make it like we're just dudes on here chopping it up. You know what I mean? With guys, guys in a sport that we love. You know?
I appreciate it because y'all, makes the guy on this side of things feel a little bit more comfortable, man. So
I'm glad.
About that,
I mean, believe it or not, it meant a shit ton to us too, man. Like you advertised it on your website. Like it really made us feel like you looked at doing our show as a big deal. So we appreciate that, man.
No, salute for having me too. Appreciate
it makes us feel really good, man. Makes us feel really good. So, have you thought about, is there anything you can tease us with, like any possible potential names for the album? Anything that you can, tickle us with a feather?
Yeah, we're gonna the album right now. It's gonna be Gods and Gangs.
Gods and Gangs.
Yeah, Gods and Gangs.
I love that. I'm hooked in already, man. I'm
video dropping. Our latest video. Stay, for the fans out there. Stay tuned. August 1st, we drop a Slick Rick change.
Yeah.
Off of the book of Niggalations Volume 2. So stay tuned for that. That'll prep you for what we got coming forward.
And it's great that Tracy McGrady got a song and Slick Rick gets paid homage to too, man. Slick Rick's name.
We got more of that. Yeah. Wait till you see that the name drops on Guys and Gangs, man. We paying homage to the guys and the gangs, man.
The one-eyed bandit himself, man. Slick Rick, man. You gotta love him, man. So I don't know, Benji's, man. You hit him with something, man. He's answered damn near everything I've wanted to know, man. This interview's been all that and more, man. It's been a blast talking to you, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me, man. Appreciate it, man.
I mean, despite the fact that you're wearing that Yankees hat, man, I didn't even cut the interview off, man.
Oh, shit. I got a Patriots one in there, too, man. It ain't about the hat.
Because I am also a Mets fan. We're butting heads a lot on the sports shit, Costa.
Yeah, I think you just got your shit twisted a little bit. The more a fan you become, I might have you in a Yankee hat in a couple weeks. You feel me?
Might. The only highlight of my life up to this point as a Mets fan is 1986. I mean, that's all I have to cling to. I mean,
no doubt. I feel you.
I'm living way in the past, man. Way in the past.
Way in the past.
Yeah.
And I ain't got nothing more to ask you. He already done asked you everything. I asked you everything. Thank you so much for coming on this show, man.
Yeah. What an honor, man. What an absolute honor, man. And that's the one thing I want to ask you that I did see on your bio on there, though, man. You do like to paint.
Yeah, just on my off time. You know what I mean? I ain't Bob Ross, though. You feel me? Don't be thinking on no Bob Ross shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Abstract.
Thanks for having me, man. I appreciate you boys, man.
Listen, man. Please stay in touch, man. We'd love to have you back on again, man. Please keep us in mind, man, when you're going to do press and you got new projects coming out, man. We'll have you back on always, man.
Appreciate that. Salute. Go cop that. CASABLANCA Volume 2, Book of Niggalations, online, CASABLANCA The GAWD. Go follow CASABLANCA The GAWD.com. Salute.
We appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much, man. Been an honor, man.
Peace.
Much love, buddy. Thank you. That was a good one, folks. You heard it right there from the God himself, man. Casablanca, go cop the albums, man. They're out there, man. Volume 2 is about to drop August 1st, which we're 2 days away from, man. What a great guy, too, man. I can't hear you.
I shut it because my wife came into the room.
Oh, that's all right. That's all right. I was talking anyway, so the camera wouldn't be on you anyway. It's always on whoever's talking or whatever, man. That made me even more of a fan of him, man. Made me even a bigger fan, man. Like the fact that, like, you know, he was down to fuck around, man, and fucking answer all the questions, man. And just, and, you know, he was in, you know, I mean, he was in promotion mode. I'm glad he got to spit it out there, man, like about the albums and, like, you know, when they're dropping and when to check them out, man. I'm telling you, man, you know, for our boxing fans out there, I know this is a little bit of a different flavor, man. But, you know, obviously, as I said earlier in the episode, man, you know, it's, you know, those two cultures, you know, cross over quite a bit, boxing and hip hop. Do go check out Casablanca the God, 716. Stand up, man. Upstate New York does it again. First us, now Casablanca the God, man. What doesn't upstate New York have to offer?
Now we're the best of the best. Fuck the 5 boroughs. They can also ball sack.
Yeah, because anytime you tell somebody that you're from New York, you automatically got to be from the city, man. Hey, there's the rest of New York State. Yeah. There's everything.
Brownsville, because a lot of my guys come from Brownsville, but the rest of the 5 boroughs suck my dick.
Yeah, shout out Brownsville, yeah, man, because they produce boxing champions. No fucking, ain't no joke there, man. Brownsville gets it done, man. You know, I mean, shout out Shushu Carrington, Zab Judah, the Cannon.
Yeah,
Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
Fucking A, man. I mean, the whole neighborhood's about a mile long, and yet, man, it spit out all kinds of fucking champions, man. But I'll tell you who's a champion out of the 716, Casablanca the God. Go out there and check out his shit, man. I mean, absolutely amazing, as you said, man, or as he said, I should say. Lots of passion, lots of effort, time, sweat, perseverance put into these projects, and you can tell, without a doubt, man. I mean,
I told him, dude, real recognize real, and you can hear the authenticity in the bar.
Man, yeah. And he's happy to hear that it's appealing to, you know, a 20-something-year-old guy and a 50-something-year-old guy, man. I mean, I mean, he's really tapping into, not as he alluded to, and I like the fact that he said that, you know, capturing lightning in a bottle and tapping into a classic sound, but yet not sounding like old rap or old hip hop. You know what I mean?
Or new rap. You know what I mean? He's just kind of blending, merging, putting them
right.
Blending
right.
up.
I mean, no disrespect, but he's not trying to sound futuristic like Outkast or the Migos, or try to do the mumble rap thing, or try to sound real current and real hip, but he also doesn't sound dated like something from the 80s. I mean, he's got a nice blend. He's captured lightning in a bottle, and what he's doing is absolute fire, man. You know, you can just hear it if you really break down everything that he's doing, man. Amazing beats, man. Sinister, dark, hooky, catchy beats, man. You know, they're able to sound dark and sinister, but still hook you, man, and still get your head bobbing, man. I mean, just an amazing, you know, lyricism, inflections and little nuances in all the right places. You know what I mean? Like, the guy just knows how to evoke emotion, and, you know, through his music, which is an art in and of itself.
And with that being said, shout out Casablanca the God. Shout out Off the Couch Boxing, man, because we bring you some shit that you don't see.
Yeah.
So
and shout out
tapping in and liking and subscribing and hit the notification bell, and also finding us on Facebook, you're about fucking stupid.
Yeah, and we are growing leaps and bounds, man. 35 new subscribers. So thank you to people out there that are tapping in the last day and a half. A big part of that is a big shout out to the amazing interview we did with the Bruiser up in Canada, Ryan Rizicki. He brought a lot of new fans in. Shout out to Suleiman Sagawa. You know, an incredibly talented boxer from Uganda. He brought us in a shit ton of views and a lot more new support. So we're taking it worldwide. We're everywhere, man. One day you might tune in and we might be right in the backyard, man. Somebody from the States. Then we might be up in Canada. We might be in Uganda. We might be in Great Britain. We might be in Ireland.
somebody in the States, dude. We just interviewed somebody who was in the 315.
Yeah, out in Syracuse right now, man. Last night, man, we have the great future of the welterweight division, Freddie Rojas. I mean, he's telling us we're family now, so we're going to be, all these guys are going to be capturing belts in 2025, and this is the place they're going to come, man, because they ain't going to forget, man, who's putting on all the young up-and-coming guys, man. And hopefully CASABLANCA the GAWD and some of the new music artists, we can count them, among our friends of the show and guys that will, return and come on here and grant us interviews, because CASABLANCA the GAWD, I'm telling you, man, is on his way. Boom! The trajectory is going upward big time, man. And shout out to the whole 716, man, because, they've been making moves out there for a while now. Shout out Westside Gun, Benny the Butcher, Conway,
Don't look stupid, motherfucker, when CASABLANCA is getting 1 million views and I'm in the music video counting racks.
Yeah. And CASABLANCA is going to remember, one of the first podcasts that put me on was Off the Couch Boxing. I got on there. I promoted my music. I talked about my own knuckle game. I mean, listen, man, we were all over the board with it, man. We talked music. We talked food. We talked Mount Rushmore. We talked Buffalo Bills. As usual, in Off the Couch Boxing style, we were all over the board with it.
Like we talked about with them. The people around you hate you the most, dude. So when you see it, don't be mad at it.
Yeah. And by the way, man,
shout out Gary Busey, bitch, because I can go 15 seconds with anything.
Yeah, and despite the fact that he's a Bills fan and I'm a Giants fan, despite the fact that he picked Michael Jackson over Prince, despite the fact he was wearing a Yankees hat and I'm a Mets fan, I love CASABLANCA the GAWD. That guy is a big part of the future of hip-hop right there, man. Our sports differences aside, it's all love for the guy, man. I'm telling you, I'm going around forcing it down everybody's throat to listen to this guy. Anybody that'll listen, man.
No Diddy. Forcing it down their throat, no Diddy.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Definitely thank you for putting that in there, man. Yeah, you had to interject that in there, man. I'm not, I'm not with all the new hip lingo, man. So I may occasionally make a Freudian slip, man. And, thank God there's somebody to throw no Diddy in there for me, man. So that means a lot, though. It means a lot to have CASABLANCA the GAWD on. And shout out also, I want to give a shout out to his manager, marketing guy, Damon, who helped me put this whole thing together, man. I would be remiss if I didn't shout out his name on here. He's been great. We, facilitating this. We've been talking for weeks, putting this thing together, talking via text message, via email, man. Always good to have good people around you doing good business for you. Hopefully CASABLANCA understands and realizes he's got great people, man, in his camp, man, who helped put this thing together, man. So shout out to Damon, man. He was a big help, man. Couldn't probably got this done without him, obviously, man. So big shout out to him. And the biggest shout out, again, to CASABLANCA the GAWD. Go check out Volume 1 and Volume 2 of the Book of Elations. Something elations, something that he's allowed to say and we aren't, man. But, I'm sure the hip-hop heads out there, man, and the boxers who fuck with us, man, who dig hip-hop, will figure it out. Just go to whatever platform you dig music on, whether it's Apple, whether it's Spotify, put in CASABLANCA the GAWD, GAWD, and feast your ears on what the GAWD is serving up, man, because it is a straight masterpiece. That being said, man, as Benji said, stay tapped in, man. Hit the like, subscribe, and notification bell, man.
What if I call it the Book of Niggalations?
Yeah, I suppose we could get away with that. Yeah. The Book of Niggalations, and you and omit the W and change it to an N. There you go. There you go. And now we haven't gotten in trouble, man. Al Sharpton won't be coming after us at all, man. So I think we're in the clear. We're completely in the clear, man. So it is what it is, man. Yeah. And as Benji said, shout out to us, because this is the best content anywhere as far as boxing goes, man. And hopefully we're going to start slipping some more of some other genres in here. Namely, it'll probably just be music, or something that correlates with boxing or whatever, man. But, as I said, hip-hop and boxing, man, are happily married, man. You see a lot of hip-hop entrances, man, with boxers, man. So, the two go hand in hand. The two worlds collide a lot, and they love each other, man. So go out, as he said, and cop that CASABLANCA the GAWD. And remember, if you want to be a champion, you got to roll with the champs.